vibe down here this episode. It ain't my usual suspects in the background. We had to take a break for a little bit. Shit was getting chaotic down here, yo. We was wilding. We was wilding for like 4 or 5 weeks, yo. But yeah, we back, man. We back with another episode of the FFT podcast. You got your host, Cool Dex, Smooth Dex, Driver Dex, International Dex, Roller Dex. Yo, so you know how I'm doing this episode, man. Poetry Dex, man. Stop playing with me, yo. Stop playing with me, yo. Like, and I got something for her at the end. We gonna battle. You feel me? So y'all gonna judge who got the best joint at the end. You feel me? But honestly, yo, y'all probably can't even tell, but I'm nervous this episode. This the number one fan right here, yo. You feel me? This the number one supporter right here, yo. Like, she listen to every episode and give honest reviews. And this is the one I always shout out to. I give her a bunch of shout outs on the episode as well too. So without further ado, can you please introduce yourself and tell me where you're from?
Okay, well first I'm in here because y'all heard my name, but I'm in here. I go by the name of Compassionary. I am a writer, a poet, a show host, all of the above. I'm from New York. I live in South Carolina right now.
Oh, why you say it like that?
I just never want anybody to forget that I'm not from there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you still got the accent. You still got the accent. Yo, it's really them in the back.
They swear when you move out of town, you don't live there no more. Now I'm from New York forever. I'm New York wherever I go. But I live in South Carolina right now. Okay. I host my little show and everything in South Carolina, but I'm from New York forever, and that's it.
New York, yeah, New York like my second home, so I fuck with New York. Yeah, I fuck with New York. All right, so the people got to get to know you a little bit. So let's start from the beginning at the top of the list. Okay. My shit. So you say you grew up in New York?
Yes.
What was it like? What part of New York?
Peekskill. I'm from Westchester. I'm not from the city.
Oh, okay. So so what is like growing up outside the city though? Because all we know when New York, we think of the borough.
Right. So it's a lot slower. It's a lot slower lifestyle. It's more one of them where almost everybody in town know you, or you know more than half of the people. You know everybody's business, like type shit. Even though my town, it's the city of Peekskill, but it's a town to me. You know what I'm saying? It's not a city to me. Like, okay. I can't get on a train from one side of town to the other side of town, so it's a town. I can take the train outside of town, but if I can't go through and through on a train, it's not a city.
Okay. All right. You know what? I'm getting her off the hook right off rip. What's your definition of loyalty?
Damn.
Off rip. That's how we gonna do it.
Damn. Okay.
No, you thought we was gonna start slow?
Nah, I didn't. I wasn't gonna expect anything. You know. My definition of loyalty. Loyalty. No Rihanna. My definition of loyalty is, I guess I would say how down you are for somebody without any limitations. And by down, I'm saying your willingness to do anything for that person, whether it's on a mental note, physical note, just as far as being there on the phone, being there physically, being there mentally, just really being down for somebody without any limitations or it's not circumstantial. There's no circumstance that will change how down you are for a person.
And do you feel like loyalty is situational? Like some people give loyalty depending on the situation, or is it like I'm fucking with you or I'm not?
Yeah, there's no in between. There's no like.
There's just a lot of people out there.
Okay, no, you know what? I feel like it's a loyalty spectrum, because like you have your people, you have people you work with. Y'all got that work-based loyalty. Like outside of work, I don't fuck with you, but right here, like you gonna clock me in and you ain't gonna tell nobody.
Oh yeah, okay,
you know
I see what you. Yo, hold me down.
Yeah, but outside of work, I don't even got your number. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
But no, it's not situational. It's either I fuck with you or I don't. And as far as being loyal to you, I'm either loyal to you or I'm not. Like
it's no in between.
No, because then you're not my friend. I can't consider you my friend if I'm not loyal to you. You're just an outsider.
Yeah, and the reason why I asked that, because like a lot of people give loyalty depending on like the situation at the end. So they hear. But it when I ask people this loyalty question too, it's like I'm only asking because we are in an era now where it's like people throw that around, like I'm loyal or I'm real or I'm this and I'm that and the third, and it's like I just want to see what people's definition is. Like, I'm not judging. I just want to know, like,
Right.
what you think or how you feel that you would act, in this situation. So,
Right.
but jumping around. So, what made you get into poetry?
I started writing when I was 12, and it was really just that outlet for me, because there was a lot of things I wanted to say. I had a lot of feelings, and I felt like when I expressed them, I was being too dramatic, or there was some things that was too deep to where I didn't know how to express them. So I started writing it down. And in the beginning, it was like some journal shit. It was just, I got some feelings, I want to get them down, and then I kept writing. And then I kind of got strategic with it in school and in English class and shit, and then I got good at it to the point where I could deliver you a message that's you thinking it's one thing and it's something else, just because I know how to write the shit out. Like, but I don't know, I still have feelings in between it, so it's like I'm going through shit and then I'm writing it down, and I'm writing it down so strategically to where not only can people relate to what I feel, like the way that I structured it, you want to hear what else I gotta say, like,
So you feel like that was like an outlet for you in a sense?
Yes, absolutely.
Like,
and then it became a hobby, and then it just became, at this point, a lifestyle. Like, honestly.
So your first time writing something, like, what was it like? Did you show somebody, or did you know, like, yo, on your own, like, yo, this is something that I can really like take to like the next level?
I never, and even to this day, and it sounds crazy because I'm a host, but I don't think about my writing taking me to the next level. I just write what I feel, and somebody's gonna feel it, and somebody's not. Like,
so you cool with that one person just relating to it?
I'm cool with nobody relating to it. Like, this is just what I feel, and I'm putting it out, and but at the same sense, it's like, well, why you want somebody to hear it if you don't want them to feel it? Because it's not about them. It's about me releasing that and getting that shit off my chest so I can move on and clear the air to something else. Like, honestly, that's really what it boiled down to.
So, because I feel you on that, because I'm the same way. That's why I was like, when you say hosting, it's not me. Like, I'm the, it ain't about me. It's just about hopefully somebody catch it. If you don't, you know. If you do, you do. So from there, damn, bike gang. Like, the fuck. Like, so from there, writing, like, what's your structure for writing? Because everybody kind of write different. Like, so if I was to write something, it wouldn't come out like you. So what's like your structure like for writing?
Okay, so a lot of times I can't force my writing. Sometimes I'll be walking down the street and I'll be walking to the car. Usually when I'm in the shower, I'll be like, there's just a line come to me, and I'm like, damn, this shit is fire. Oh my God. Yo, Siri, write down, and then she write it wrong, and I'm like, damn, what the fuck did I just say,
Siri
bro?
always fucking
like,
shit up.
but just besides the random thoughts, if I sit down, I'll like, all right, I'll write out, this is my focus. All right, boom, this is what I want to discuss. Okay, why do I want to discuss this? Like, what are points that I could hit about this shit? So I'll write little shit about it, whatever. And then I'll try to think of the flow I want to have. Like, do I want this fast? Do I want this slow? Do I want it to start off slow and make you think I'm
Delivery
about to?
is key.
Yeah, I'm gonna fuck your head up. Like, I kind of try to think about where I want it to go, and then I just throw that shit together. Sometimes I gotta take a second and come back to it the next day. Sometimes I gotta wait 5 days. But I never force it, because when I force it, it sucks. Like, when I force it, that's something you keep to yourself. I ain't sharing it with nobody. That's for sure.
Oh, when you write your best work, when you going through something like pain, or when you happy?
I can't write happy poems. I write my best work when I'm going through the most shit. Like, I don't know what it is, but everything is driven by my pain. Like, I can't write a happy poem. Like, I can't even write a love poem. I could write like a nasty poem, but just for the nigga I'm fucking with. But I can't
write no love shit.
No.
Like, I love you.
Nah.
The flowers outside match your eyes.
It would be some gangster hardcore love. Like,
nah, really. Like, nah. So you're not giving out that soft, like, little that warm the heart.
Nah. If it's from the heart, you'll feel the love because it's personalized
for that person.
Yes. So it's like, I know she ain't doing this shit for nobody else, but she can't do this shit. But
so that's how you show love, like, not in an emotional way. You just show love just by giving it off.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
For sure. I'm emotional though. I ain't gonna say.
This is what I'm trying to pull out. Like, I was about to say,
I'm emotional
like,
as fuck. And I can't believe I just said that shit out loud. But there's too many people in here to say that, so I can't even deny that. But no, I'm emotional as shit. But I'm like, I'll be trying to act like I'm not emotional, you know? So I'll be like, I'm too tough. But then I'll be giving you like sidebar, like some emotional shit. Like, but you said you good, but you over here like ignoring my calls. Like, I thought we was Gucci. You ain't, why you see my text on scene? Like, well.
So the little things get you.
Yes. And I can't help it.
That's just you.
It's the small things that count for me. That big shit, anybody can do big shit.
Yeah, it's always the little things.
It's a fact.
And people always tend to skip over the little things.
And think nobody noticed.
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like as I got older, the little things started to matter more.
Right.
Because when we're younger, it's just whatever. It's the bigger picture. We move in a certain way,
Right.
whatever. But as we got older, it's like
Right.
it's like the little things. So when it comes to like the little things, like how fast can you like write something and know like, yo, this gonna hit? Or is it like no time limit, no rush to it? It's just like if it come, do you come back to it days later? Is it right there on the spot? Like what's like how you do that?
Sometimes, excuse me. Sometimes some shit will come to my head and I'm like, oh, this shit is fire. And it's just one line, but I know that I'm about to freaking tumble into a whole lot of shit, snowball effect, some great shit just by the flow. Sometimes my flow enough is I'm like, I gotta keep this flow because this is what's, even though my words are hitting, that's what's keeping the momentum going with this whole situation. Like, but like I said, sometimes you say in a couple of days, sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll write some hard shit and I'll be like, damn, this next line is whack. Like, but I'm gonna come back to it because I know I could probably smoke and drink and read this bar, it's the same bar. I can't get out the rapper mentality. I can't.
I was about to say that's the rap right there.
But I read a line and I'll be like, I'm gonna keep saying this and something else is gonna come next, you know? But when I'm lit, because then I kind of just let myself go and not trying to focus so much. I kind of just ease myself into it, you know?
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, so which one is easier writing, a rap verse or a poem? And I ask people this all the time, so it's curious how everybody's answer is kind of like different.
It's a rap verse for me.
I would think writing my feelings down is easier.
I feel like because I had a rapper phase in college, like.
Oh, I know.
I write.
I heard it.
I write poems like it's a rap. Like I just read some shit. I sent it to Zay. I read it to Shiz in the car, and I'm like, it's got like a rapper flow, but it's a poem. But it's a rap.
Yeah.
But it's just, it's not easier to structure a rap, but it's easier to make some dope shit rhyme. Like I don't know what it is. Like.
I guess because there's a beat to it.
Yes, and then it kind of keeps you, or even if I'm a cappella, the fact that I want to keep up with the last sentence, I'm like competing against the last sentence with a rhyme. Like,
I see. Yeah, I see.
You know?
I see what you're
versus me put my emotions down, and I'm like, damn, you open as shit. You telling them all of that? Wait, let me structure this different. But then why you don't want to be open? Eh? You know, it's like you be fighting with yourself to say a simple line where it's just, oh, that shit rhyme, that shit fire.
Because I know why I feel like the poetry is more personal.
For sure.
Like. Because like you say, it's no music. It's just you and whoever you singing in front of versus the music. It's like you kind of in the booth, you know, with the mic and whoever recording.
Right.
So with that being said, when it comes to being personal, like how do you deal with performing in front of people? And what was your first time performing in front of somebody?
Okay. I'm gonna do the first
what was it
performance
like?
first.
Cause that shit ain't easy, and I know you was nervous.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the first performance first, and you tell me the other question the way you remember shit. So my first performance was at Wesley. That's where we all met. We went to college at Wesley in Delaware. First performance 2012. Okay. That was my first day ever wearing heels in my fucking life. Okay. I had this white dress on with these blue fucking heels. That was my first performance. Mish was involved in the fashion show. Our homegirl Mish, she was involved in the fashion show, and she made me one of the performers. And fucking Savon's in the back with me, telling me to go over. He's like, keep reading your poem over and over. And I'm walking back and forth. And I'm walking back. He's like, you gotta keep doing it. You gotta keep doing it. But this is my first day in heels. Right?
Oh, yeah, so you've been heels.
So I'm walking back in peace, making me recite my poem over and over. I'm in heels. By the time I got on stage, I looked like my feet was about to fall off. Okay, like. And first day in heels, then it's like a elevated fucking stage.
Oh my God.
So I walk up the stairs and I'm holding my notebook, shaking, and the light's on me. I can't see anybody but the light and whatever. I did it. I think I like tripped up twice, but I did it. You know, I did it. But I was nervous as shit. I kept telling myself I was gonna have everything memorized, and time kept passing and I wasn't involved in it. Okay, So when the time came, I was like, what's gonna be worthy of me reading it in front of everybody for the first time? I thought about it so much to where if I would have just buckled down and really got into it, I would have had a great performance. But it was still my first experience. So
yeah, I was about to say that's what come with it. Like,
yes.
Like just being open and being vulnerable in that situation. Right. Because when people get in those situations, that's the best way to perform is be vulnerable, be open, be yourself. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna judge you regardless. So right. Just do you. just do you. Damn, what was the second part of my question?
It was the first question.
Yeah, what was the first part of my question? I don't even remember. Her performance. What was the first time performing?
And then
you said lip service. Oh, oh yeah, nah, yeah, she got to answer that. All right, so moving on from that. Yeah. After being nervous, how did you perfect it in a sense, like moving forward, actually performing more afterwards?
Okay, so I'm still to this day perfecting my performance, but however,
you've gotten better.
Yes, because I didn't have the confidence. I used to be so afraid to share my feelings to where I'm like, I don't know how these people are going to react to what I feel. Are they going to be angry? Are they going to be mad? Are they going to be disappointed in what I'm feeling? Because I'm putting it in the air and everybody don't really want to take what I'm dishing out. Like, that's the hardest thing about being a poet and an author, because once you put that shit out, it's there. It's done. You're done. You know? And I don't know. It took me a lot to make myself comfortable with sharing what I feel. Because like I said, I don't have emotions. I'm tough. So that's like jumping out the window for me. Making my feelings public is not something that I would have ever in a million years done.
Imagine doing.
So,
but once you did it, it was like, whew. Did you feel good afterwards?
The first performance, yes. Even now, once I get some shit out, sometimes I write something, I'm like, nah, I want somebody to hear this shit. Somebody gotta hear this shit. This is fire. Like, that's for sure.
So are the ones that you think are fire, when other people hear them, do you get that same reaction? Or the ones that you think that like aren't good, people be like, yo, this is it. Like, is it like that? Because sometimes the ones that we think that's like it, they be like, nah, you feel me? But the ones we think that's not it, they be like, no, that shit was like them the ones. So you ever get that?
The ones that I think are fire usually always be fire. But the ones that I think suck, I'll still get good feedback from it. I'm like, man, this shit still ass. Like, I'm gonna just put this in a book. I ain't gonna perform this. I think, and sometimes I'm so used to being a performer, sometimes it's hard to, okay, you're a performer, but you're also a writer. So sometimes I write like I'm performing rather than I'm just writing, and sometimes I can't, I don't know, sometimes it's hard for me to differentiate. All right, you're not a performer right now, you're just a writer, so just write some shit. I write in the voice that I speak in, and sometimes I need to be a little softer. And just deliver. But
that's you. And that's the way you express it. So it's not that you gotta be a little bit more. It's like if you gotta listen to my message. It's really just listen to what I'm saying. Like the delivery might be a certain tone, but if you hear what I'm saying, then you'll get past my delivery.
That's a fact.
So you ever had somebody snoop and look at your stuff and like, damn, why the fuck you read that?
Yes. And that was before I had a book. That was before I had a show. I think even now, like, if somebody was going through my book, I'd still be like, which one you reading? Oh, okay. But now, I'm better with it now. But before, I used to be like, yo, like, those are my private thoughts. Like, now I have a book, so it's like, who am I to tell somebody you being nosy? Like, I got a book, and a lot of things, well, I guess it's me exposing myself, because they're all pretty much based on what I go through on a regular basis. Exactly. Like, it's hard. It's hard for me to. I remember somebody had told me, like, Jadakiss writes songs, but some of the experiences aren't his experiences. And they was like, he do that shit all the time. But I'm like, that's not real. It's not my story. I'm not real. But that person kind of helped me kind of take in the fact that I can tell somebody else's story and it still be genuine, rather than I feel like I'm being mad fake. I ain't never been through this, But sometimes you could tell it better than they can. Right. And I think that's the point.
And that's the shit that we gotta accept, because it's like, we all know people that's like, yo, you can help tell my story or tell this story. Yo, people tell me all the time, yo, when you get on the podcast, say this or that, because it's like, we are in a position to speak for those people. So it's
Right.
like once
So
we
why
accept that, but we both on some humble shit. We
Yeah.
like, I
Yeah,
ain't really
like,
trying to do that,
yeah.
but
Right.
I'm here to say fuck that. Harry.
Right.
We wildin' now.
All right, well, we in here. 'Cause,
From this episode on, we wildin'.
I need to take that and really do it. because-
But yeah, so speaking of the book, what was that like writing the book? What was the decision? Like, how did you go about that? And that's what I meant to do. See, being sidetracked, 'cause I meant to put the book out like, yo. So what was it like writing a book? It was gonna be a whole little script for that. But so yeah, what was it like for you?
I mean, if I was an author, I'd have had it in my bag, and I don't. So you know, so writing a book, it was crazy, and I hate when people say, "Oh, I wrote a book in a couple months." Like, no, you didn't. Like, no, you didn't. Like, and I don't care. It takes a lot of time, and not for nothing. Writing the book is the easiest part.
Really?
It's really the
That's
easiest part.
the hardest part.
It's not, because there's so much formatting that comes with that book, especially if you self-publish. Like, that's why I ain't knocking nobody, but if you're not self-published, I don't respect your shit. I don't respect your shit, because you're not really putting in that time to get shit done. But it's still like, but it's my money, I pay for it. Respectable, you paid a check, but you really don't have the experience that I have, because I really made this shit. I really did this shit.
Okay.
Like, and formatting it, and you could format it, you could perfect it. Then you switch it to go and publish it, and then everything shifts. And your book was once perfect, and now you viewing it, about to edit it and submit it, and they's like, no, where your M was at, it's 2 freaking tabs down, and your whole book shift, and you gotta go back, space, delete, go back, check it. Oh no, that ain't. It's.
Yeah, because I peeped y'all last night talking about format and all that shit.
It's stressful, and that's really the hardest part, because getting out your feelings and putting down what you want on paper is the easiest thing to do, but putting it together is what really takes the time and the energy.
Because the way you are, so you writing it, you typing it on the computer?
See, I like
writing
tangible shit.
Okay.
Like, I'm like I don't want to write even though phone is tangible.
Yeah.
I don't want to write in my notes. I want to touch that pen and that paper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, and even sometimes I feel like I'm cheating myself. Like, 'cause I don't like being on my phone. Like, I'll get up on it, but I feel like I could be doing something else at this time. So it's like,
true,
I'm about to type this note, but then have to write this shit on a piece of paper later. Like, because I want to still have that experiences. But yeah, like, I still want to write. I don't know. Maybe I'm old fashioned.
Nah, honestly, because that's really how you connect. Like I said, because through the phone it's cool, but
it's
actually
electronic.
Yeah, but
you know?
writing it down and actually seeing it on pen and paper, that's really how we remember it more. Yeah, I really gotta get a new mic too, because my shit cutting out. But yeah, so all right, so boom, so you wrote the book, you got it all ready to go, published and everything. All right, so what was the process like, actually like getting the book formatted, like you said, getting the cover art done? Like, what was that whole experience like? Because like I said, a lot of people haven't wrote a book,
right?
So that's what I'm saying. Give us the experience, the whole experience of you going through the whole process of the book.
Okay, I got you. So after I wrote the book, in the midst of me writing it, I had to come up with a title. I had to come up with my cover, and Zay gave me my title. Like, I was like, bro, I want to put mental, or I don't know how we got to fracture, but I just know I was like, this is what I'm trying to get out, and Zay came up with it. I know we had mental, and we was trying to figure out the second word for a long time, but my cover art, so there was this kid, Hayes Frederick. I found him on the internet on Twitter, and he was a young dude. He was like, at the time, he was like 19, 20 years old, young dude, getting it. He had just started his own shit. I had found him on there as a graphic designer and shit. So I got with him. And I was like, this is what I want to do. This is what my book's about. I didn't have any idea what I wanted my cover to be.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is where I'm trying to get to. He like, do you want your face in it? And I was like, I mean, I didn't, but if you got a vision, he's like, yeah, send me a bunch of profile pics. All right, bet. Send him profile pics and shit. Then I paid him $40 for each edit. No, for each draft of the sketch. But he did 2 sketches, so I paid $80, whatever. So one of them was just my face with like little scratches on it. And he was like, yeah, there's gonna be fish here and all types of shit here. And he's like, I don't know why, I just feel water. When I hear your poems, I just want something water-based. And I was like, I'm feeling everything you got going on. So whatever. The other one he had, it was like something flying out of the water on some, looked like somebody slam dunking or something. I don't know. It just wasn't it.
Yeah.
So he put it together. Like, he did that shit, and I had to pay him, I think I paid him $80 for the final.
For the whole shit.
Yeah. But some people was like, nah, that's OD, that's crazy. But I love my book cover. Like, and not for nothing, somebody could have charged me all the way up for that shit. So he was a young dude getting it. Like, I'm sure now I'm about to get with him for my cover. I'm like, I wonder what his numbers like. That shit was a couple years ago. I'm like, I wonder what his fucking numbers like now. I gotta get with him like ASAP now. Think about it. But I realized that I want to do a continuation with my book, with him and my book. I always want to use him just because I started with him and he was that dope. And not for nothing, I'm not saying I'm using him because he's still building himself, but I'm loyal. Like, if I put my money into you and you give me good results, why would I go somewhere else? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's black. It's a black business. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna invest in you, especially if you giving me what I'm trying to get out of a situation.
And if you getting better, then obviously the numbers gonna go up. But it's
I'm gonna pay for you.
I'm gonna respect.
Facts.
So all right, so I meant to ask you was like, what was the like without giving too much, like what was the concept of the book?
Of my first book. Yeah. It was me breaking myself down into 3 sections. Okay. It was the rebirth. Damn, it's been that long. It was broken up to my pain. There was a section about my pain. There was a section about me onset, offset, and then kind of me getting through it. Okay. Yeah, I broke it up into 3 sections to kind of give you me at my worst, me in the midst of what I'm going through, and me at my peak. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. I get you. Yeah. Yeah. We gonna put the link in the description.
Period. And second one coming though.
Yeah. You go get ready for the second one too.
Yeah,
though.
for sure.
So all right, boom. So now you got the book, you got the release date. Like, you ready for it to go? Like, what was your the feelings, like the mindset, everything leading up to it in the day of, like, yo, it's about to drop, like people about to hear it. They about to read everything. Yeah. Like, what was that like for you?
I was terrified. I was like, yo, these poems are ass. Like, all this shit is whack. I was telling Zay, I was like, bro, like, I think it's gonna be too much for too many people. And even though I'm a type of person that I don't really care how other people feel. I can't say that because I clearly care about how other people feel. But I care about how I affect people negatively.
I get you.
If that makes sense. And I shouldn't. But I do. So I was like, this is going to hit home for so many people. Like, I took shot at family. I was real with my shit. Like, I'm the real one in the family. I'm gonna tell you what it is. If we at the table and it's a holiday, whatever situation is, everybody gonna say they want apple juice and I want cranberry juice. Like,
I want
and that's it. Like, I'm not, and I'm not being confrontational. I'm just telling you what I want. Like, you know. So when I put my feelings on a page, I'm giving you my raw feelings. Like, and how you make me feel is your business. Like, I'm not thinking about it. And this might hurt them, but this is how I feel. And this how if it hurts you feeling a reaction to what I feel, imagine how I feel feeling this shit,
yeah,
bro.
Feeling
like,
exactly.
I'm one thing about a writer is being selfish with what you feel, because you can't care about how other people feel and how they gonna take it. It's not about them. And the more you care about other people's opinions, the more you limiting what you're allowing yourself to say and get off of your chest. And that's something I need to go back, record that shit, and play it over and over as my alarm, because I don't do it enough.
Hey, look, at the end of the day, people gonna be who they are. They gonna feel how they feel. They gonna judge. It is what it is. Like, as long as you doing something that's gonna benefit you, and help you move forward, that's all that matters. So, so moving on to the open mic nights and stuff. When did that idea come about to start really taking it? Like, I mean, you took it serious before, but really doing it on your own. Like, you know what? Let me jump out there and do it on my own. Put shit together on my own. Hold it down. Do what I gotta do.
Okay. That shit was an accident. Yo, I swear to. Okay, I hate people say I swear to God. So, what happened? So I was going to the show. It was Blues Boulevard. It was an open mic night. I was like, once I got established and settled and felt out who I wanted to be around and shit, I'm like, all right, I need to find an open mic. Like, I haven't performed in over a year. I got to get back into it. I had just moved from Philly to South Carolina, so I got adjusted. And I was like, I was going to the show. The show got shut down. It was like a falling out with the bar and the people who was hosting the show. It got canceled. Like 2 months go by, I'm like, he gonna get another show. 3-4 months go by, I was like, yo, I'm about to get another show. I was fucking shooting shit. I did not mean that shit. I mean, I can do it, and I knew I had potential to do it, but that wasn't something I was trying to do at the moment. So then I set it around people at my job. And this dude Austin, he was a bartender. He was like, "Yo, hey, I just started working at this bar, and you know they trying to have somebody do shows on Tuesday nights. Is that something you really trying to do?" And I was like, "Yeah." So he linked me in for the but for the meeting or that. We had a meeting, we talked or whatever. And he's like, "All right, we're gonna try this out. I'm gonna put you in an upstairs bar." You want me to tell you what a drama that came with it?